I'm Jen. I'm not exactly a frugal person, but as I grow older, I feel less and less of a need to buy, replace, or subscribe to a lot of items or services anymore. It's smart saving, and I've got 9 on my list so far. Maybe by the end of this video, you'll have 1 or 2 to add to your own list. My first one is pretty obvious. My hair. I let it go natural during the pandemic after coloring it either myself or having it done professionally since I was 27. I'm almost 59. Ugh, what a relief it is not to color my hair anymore. What a time waster that was. Every, 6 weeks or so? And what a money waster. Even if I did it myself, the little boxes of color were still $10 or $12. Getting it professionally done, way more than that. That adds up to some serious cash over 30 years. No more. And hand in hand with that is cutting my hair. I cut my own hair now since the pandemic, but I have naturally curly hair, which is much more forgiving to small mistakes and unevenness. I cut it myself before the pandemic, but just like my bangs or split ends, not really shaping and giving myself a cut. So after the pandemic, I stopped having to pay for professional haircutting services. Very happy. It was easily, maybe every 6 weeks, I would pay about $200 to get my hair cut and colored or just cut, whatever, but I'm saving a lot of money now. The next one on my list is cable TV. I had the package, the one every cable company has where you get a bundle of basic channels and then you can add on to it with more bundles, like the movie bundle and the sports bundle and the news bundle. I had that. I had so many bundles that I was not watching even half the channels. I wasn't even watching a third of the channels that I had bundled into my package. And I was paying for all of it. All I really watched, I finally figured out, was about 10 channels, some news, some movies, a couple documentary channels. That's about it. And I was paying so much for so much stuff that I didn't watch. I decided I was not getting my money's worth, and so I canceled. I bought Amazon Prime and Netflix, and since then I have expanded my streaming services, but I am still saving money over what I was paying for the cable package plus all of my bundles. And, bonus, I watch everything, and I miss nothing. Food delivery. Honestly, I think I missed the window by just a little sliver on this one because the food delivery apps like Uber Eats and DoorDash, they were just ramping up at the beginning of the pandemic and we had just got them on the islands. So I think I used a delivery service probably 5 times. Once I bought my house and moved into the country, well, they don't deliver out here. So that stopped that. And I am so glad when I see how much they cost. Oh my gosh. British Columbia, where I live, has enacted legislation in the government, provincial government, limiting the fees that delivery services can charge restaurants to no more than 20% of the cash value of the order, outside of taxes and tips. I can't even imagine. They had to enact legislation to cap it because delivery services were charging more than 20% of the value of the order. If I ordered a $50 meal, I could be charged $10 on top of that, and then taxes, and then tip. That's insane. Thank goodness they don't deliver out here. So if I do order from a restaurant now, I have to drive into town to pick it up myself, which is another bonus because a lot of the times I don't feel like driving into town to pick up something. And so I just cook for myself. Cheaper, easier, win-win. A club or a gym membership. Now, been a while since I had one of these. I think I was still living back in Ontario the last time I had a gym membership. The thing is, I like to be active. I want to be active, and I know it's good for me to be active, but I don't like lifting weights and spinning and Zumba, and they hold no appeal for me. None at all. I like to swim, but not to race anymore. I walk my dog, I garden, and that's about it right now. I used to paddle. I used to paddle outrigger canoe and dragon boat. That was good exercise, but living out here in the country, I'm not really close to a training center for that, so kind of went by the wayside. I think if I was going to get more active, I would likely join some sort of a sport again, or maybe do a drop-in yoga class at the rec center close by, but I won't pay for a regular gym membership. Lots of people say, well, knowing that you're paying for it makes you go, makes you not want to waste the money, but that doesn't work for me. I would waste the money. So I will keep that, $25 or $50 a month gym membership. I will keep that money in my pocket. Bottled water. I have always thought that this was a fad, but I guess it's not a fad. I have a case of bottled water in my garage that's been there for 4 years. I think I've taken 1 or 2 bottles out of it, but otherwise it's just there for emergencies. I drink about 1.5 to 2 liters of water every day, just tap water. The tap water where I live tastes good and it's safe. And I just drink tap water all day. I don't use a filter. I don't use a filtered jug or a filtration system. I never have. So I can't say that I've stopped using a filtration system. But if I had been, I would have stopped. Again, the tap water where I live tastes good and it's safe. If you don't have the benefit of that where you live, then of course, bottled water and filtration systems and filter jugs are definitely the way to go. I'm not slamming them at all. I'm just saying that for me, in my situation, those are not necessary and I will not be paying for them. That being said, I also make my own coffee and tea using my unfiltered tap water. I very rarely go into a coffee shop anymore. Working from home helps immensely with this. When I had to go into the office every day for work, I would stop at Tim Hortons, which is a Canadian coffee shop chain if you're a non-North American. I would stop at Tim's every day and grab a coffee and a bagel or something. But these days, I've been to a Tim Hortons probably 8 or 10 times in the last 8 months. Haven't cut them out entirely, but I certainly don't go every day. Starbucks either. I never went regularly to Starbucks, but I go even less than that now. Although I do love a pumpkin spice latte in the fall, and it's becoming fall. So I may have a treat day, maybe some weekend. I'll head into Starbucks and get myself a pumpkin spice latte. Or even better, I might try the pumpkin spice coffee creamer that they have up at the grocery store. See if that works in my pod coffee. I have a pod coffee maker. I won't say which one, but you know, the kind that uses a pod. So 1 cup at a time. And I also buy chai tea. I don't think it's actually grown locally, but it is put together and manufactured locally, which makes me feel good buying local. And I love my pod coffee and I love my chai tea the way I make them with my tap water. I'm also saving probably $10 a day just not buying coffee at a coffee shop. That is wild. That's $200 a month that I'm saving by not going to the coffee shop every day. Bank fees. I hate paying a fee to keep my money in a bank. I've had a Tangerine account as long as they've been a business in Canada. It used to be called ING Bank. So I think I've had this account for 15, maybe even 20 years. No fees, ever. I'm not affiliated with them. They're not affiliated with me. I'm not receiving any money for saying their name on my channel. It's just, I love them. I love all of the online banking platforms that don't charge you a fee. Charging me a fee to use my own money, I can't wrap my head around that. And I don't want to have to move all of my banking products to your bank in order to not receive a fee. I just want to use my money when I want to use my money. And I don't mind the discount online banks being only online because, I mean, for this introvert, having to go outside and stand in line at a bank and then having to talk to someone, a live person, is no, give me the online bank every day. I love it. And I save, what, $12 to $15 a month in bank fees. Buying brand names at the grocery store mostly. I'm fine with generic brands. I'm fine with the discount brands. Tomato paste, baked beans, I don't care. Actually, most canned goods, most dry goods, I'm okay with just the generic brand. I don't need to have a brand name, and I save all of the money from not buying brand name. I think the only brand that I can't get by without is in pasta. I buy a brand name pasta simply because I find the generic brands are pasty. Is that, maybe I'm not cooking them correctly, but the brand name pasta seems to turn out a lot better than the generic pasta. And peanut butter. I'm a big fan of peanut butter, always have been, and I need to have my brand. My brand is the best brand. I won't say what it is. Again, I'm not affiliated with any specific brands, but I must have my brand of peanut butter. Otherwise, almost all the time, generic is completely fine with me, and the generic grocery items can be anywhere from 10 cents to $1 less than their name brand counterparts. It adds up. One other thing that it's not exactly a brand, but I do prefer to have bakery fresh bread. And I made a video a while ago about my trip to Fry's Bakery in Victoria. Yes, I have to drive to get my favorite bakery fresh bread, and I do probably once a month. It's a treat, but oh, it's so delicious. Rustic, cut it yourself into great big chunks. That's the kind of bread I love. And yes, I said the name of the bakery, Fry's Bakery. It's in Victoria, British Columbia. If you are ever in Victoria, stop by Fry's. I really recommend it. And lastly, and I shouldn't even have to say this, but makeup. I do not spend a lot of money on makeup. Go figure. And expensive hair and skin products, I don't spend money on those either. I have a lip gloss that I carry around in my purse, and I think it's been there for 3 years. The same with a mascara that I have, about 3 years old. I guess I should replace those. I don't know. Can they go bad? Let me know if that stuff goes bad. I'm not sure if it does, but it has been about 3 years since I replaced those. So it may be time for me to get another lip gloss and get another mascara wand for the next 3 years. I use drugstore shampoo and conditioner, whatever's on sale. I don't use any gel or hairspray or mousse, none of that. I do use Boots Skin Cream. It's a British brand, and I found out about it, I can't even say when, maybe 15 years ago. One jar usually lasts me about 6 months because I am constantly forgetting to put it on, but I do really like it, and that's the only skin cream that I use. Again, not affiliated, they're not sponsoring me. I just like Boots. I do buy sunscreen though, the good kind. And I've got sitting on a credenza beside the door, so I remember to put it on when I go out. I spent so much time in the outdoors in my youth, swimming, playing water polo, and I was a lifeguard as well. I was constantly getting burnt because I am quite fair, and so I'm a little bit paranoid about skin cancer. So that's my list for now. Let me know if I've helped you out and added some to your list, or if you could help me out and add a couple more to my list of things I could be saving a bunch of money on. Leave me a comment, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do. It helps me out and it's free for you. Bye.